everyone, my name is Glenn Lucas with Third Day Vineyards. Let me start off by telling you all what inspired this business opportunity of mine. It started at a place called Black Ankle Vineyards in Mount Airy, Maryland. And it was there where I first realized the beauty and community that a vineyard can bring. Every time I went, and no matter who with, I always left feeling that I had a better relationship with that person and that I always had a good time. Every time I left, I got this compounding yearning within me to want to be able to recreate that experience at my own home. And so what I did next was I went online to see if there were any wine clubs or educational seminars that walked people through the process of making their own wine. There were not. So I went to the next logical place that I thought, and which was YouTube, to look up educational how-to videos. After what I thought was a sufficient amount of video research, and even after reading a book on home winemaking, I tried my hand at it. And I got all the equipment together, I followed the instructions on how they said to do it, and when it came time to try my finished wine, I took the first sip and I spit it immediately out. It was bad apple juice is what it was. It tasted horrible. It was bleached by the sun because I had left it in a place that was able to do that. There was sediment in it. It was just a big mess is what it was. So instead of learning this great craft of winemaking, I then learned that there was, one, that there was no place that I could go to learn how to make wine, and two, that it was a lot more complex than I had recently thought. That's exactly where I would like to step in at Third Day Vineyards, creating the first ever comprehensive educational hands-on vineyard experience. And what that means, I will start out in the tasting room, having you try and find what kind of wine you would like to make, and then going into the vineyard to go and learn how to responsibly and organically grow that grape or grapes. And then I would walk you through the harvesting, the pressing, the maceration and fermentation processes, and you'll be able to leave with your own bottle of wine. Now, we'd be the only vineyard in Maryland right now that would give you this service. In fact, we'd be the only winery in the United States that would give you this service. The only other place I was able to find that does something like we do was in South Africa. So why would you do this rather than going to the liquor store and buying just a cheap bottle of wine? Well, it's great for aspiring winemakers like myself. It's great for team business building activities or just a few fun nights out getting to know someone better. There are currently 32 different wine clubs in Maryland with a combined population of about 8,000 people, and 18 different home brew clubs in Maryland with a combined population of about 4,000 people. The wine industry has grown about 23% in the past 2 years, with 15 additional new wineries, again, none of them providing the services that I would like to. I found a statistic that said in the DC area alone, 20 million gallons of wine were consumed annually, which converts to 35 million bottles. That's a lot of wine. So how much would all this take to start up? This would take about $50,000. That includes enough vines for 5 acres of grapes, which would produce about 15 tons at maturity, which would then be converted to 30,000 bottles of wine. And this startup cost would also cover the labels, the corks, the bottles, the cleaning supplies, and everything else it takes to going into making this wine. Our profit potential here is $15 per person, and then $10 for every additional bottle that person makes. We'd be able to recoup our startup costs just after the first 370 customers ordering 1 case of wine, which is 12 bottles, and typically in a batch, much more is made. So, in conclusion, if you all are ready to start your own backyard vineyard, enjoying countless hours of fun with your family and enjoying many vintages of your own wine, then talk to me at Third Day Vineyards and I can help you do that. Thank you.